Are you ready?
Baby, we done it. We're rich, baby. Conor McGregor made us rich. Break out the red panties. We're rich, baby.
I said, are you ready?
Line to deep left field. It is gone! You should see the celebration out of the Indians' third base dugout. Rajay Davis, a bullet.
And here we go.
For the We Like Sportz Podcast with the hosts you love, Riggs, Keith, Austin, and Peyton.
And welcome to the We Like Sportz Podcast once again with
Riggs, Peyton, Austin, and Keith, everybody. Thank you for joining us here. Our producer Tyler also on the ones and twos, everybody. You're going to have a great show today.
It's not on the ones and twos because Peyton let my dog out.
Who let the dogs out?
You did.
Sorry.
Well, we hope everybody out there is staying safe. We hope everyone out there is showing your mothers some good loving out there. Mother's Day is coming up this Sunday, everybody. So pay respect to your queen. Pay respect to the woman of the household, whether she's with us or not. But, you know, thank you for Moms and Mother's Day, everybody. Trust me and believe that. But anyone else got anything to shine on right now?
Love you, Mom.
Hi, Mom, if you're watching.
My mom. My mom's not watching.
Mama!
My mom doesn't like sports other than the Indians, so.
That's rough.
Well, at least it's a Cleveland sports, unlike somebody who...
Let the dogs out.
Yeah, you know, it would take a Steelers fan to let out the dogs.
Hey, somebody has to have the Browns win once in a while.
How did this dog win right now, though?
Yeah, how did my dog, the studio dog,
The dog
our
in the studio.
mascot, you just let it out because you just do whatever you want to do, Peyton.
I'm sorry.
You're ridiculous.
I'm going to go away now, so have a nice show.
Yes.
What's the rundown?
What's the rundown? A, find the dog. B, find the dog. C, find the
That's right,
dog.
find my
And D,
dog.
maybe talk sports.
All right.
Maybe talk sports, maybe some Last Dance, maybe some NFL news, some MLB news.
Did Phil Jackson do acid again?
Absolutely.
Yes, he did.
We're all in agreement that
We were
Jackson
definitely in
does.
agreement that Phil Jackson does.
Oh, well, he even said it himself in that documentary. He was roaring like a lion doing acid in the city of Los Angeles growing up. Also, you know, like I can't wait for tonight's show. You know, it's going to be a great show. I have a lot to talk about. I hope we all have a lot to talk about. Also, a guest. Don't we have a guest here today, everybody?
We do have a guest.
Hell yes, yes we do. In studio
studio.
guest today, everybody.
In studio. If you remember, it was about 2 years ago when Baker's rookie season.
Back when he was good.
Back when he... Hey,
All right.
if you remember, there was a photo that went viral of a Cleveland Browns fan who posted a picture, a big poster of Baker Mayfield in Baltimore's M&T Bank Stadium.
I like it.
And it went viral. It was all over the news and everything. And he's a good friend of mine from the bar. So we have him as a guest today.
Yeah, stay tuned, everybody. If you're a Browns fan, you're going to want to hear that. Promise you.
And if you're looking
Absolutely.
at your clock, we'll end up having him about the 8 o'clock-ish hour, 8:05 the latest. But to get things started, though, I mean, obviously we're going to talk some baseball here, and we'll go from there. I mean, we do have the Korean Baseball Organization.
I
the
watched
KBO.
I
it.
need
Not
to
gonna
see
lie,
this.
I watched
I want to
it.
watch
I
this.
have not watched
It's
anything from
awful.
it.
Unfortunately, I had work
Awful.
today,
It's
so...
bad. Come on. You can't tell me that that's good baseball, but it's something. It's baseball.
Every
Enlighten
single
me, please.
Korean's pitching stance has to be absolutely phenomenal. Their wind-ups, the Chinese wind-ups, they're crazy.
Oh,
I feel like this is getting racist, though.
It's good. No.
Korean, sorry.
Bad. It's just not like it wasn't to me, anyways. Like I want to see Lindor. I don't want to see Kim Chang-fu.
Like me.
I want to see Lindor play. I want to see play. I want to see these people. It doesn't have, I don't even care if it's the Indians at this point. I just want to see American baseball.
Yes,
please.
absolutely.
Go on.
Oh, I've just been watching a lot of classic ALCS. It's like I've watched Game 4 of the ALCS with the Boston Red Sox finally getting over the hump to beat the New York Yankees before they broke the curse of the Bambino.
Curse of the Bambino.
Yeah, I remember that. I like watching the news, and I remember, like my grandmother was like, "Damn it, they did it before us."
That's right.
But it was bound to happen. In the back, the curse is like the White Sox, the Red Sox, the Cubs, we are probably one of the only franchises in baseball that's on one of the longest.
As of right now, yeah.
As of right now.
1948.
48.
What? That's math.
was the last
72 years this year.
Going on it. That is a very
That's a
long
long time to
time.
not.
Yeah.
We're talking generations.
Yes.
Yeah.
We haven't seen an Indians World Series ring.
Exactly.
It's
Man.
sad.
It's just like so disappointing from that point of view. And like the thing is too, going back to like the Korean baseball organization, like I saw something on Twitter that they have like an Asian Mike Clevenger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like,
Really?
just with like long hair.
Sunshine?
Sunshine.
Well,
Did
I
you
mean,
actually-
I'm sure it's something else
How's
over
that
there.
trans- how's that
Did you guys
translate?
actually watch it? Like,
No, I
do
don't have E
not.
ESPN. I told you guys that I was recording The Last Dance for the last like 3 weeks. Well, I don't have ESPN, so I was recording a blank screen.
Absolutely.
Oh,
not.
that's rough.
Right. I haven't been watching it. Like I said, I've been watching the throwback games on the 4-letter network. That's it.
You guys gotta watch it. You guys somehow either try to get it on. I'll give you my stream key or whatever.
Now, is it bad? Like, remember that show that was on Spike called like MXC or whatnot?
Most Extreme Elimination
Challenge.
Challenge?
Yeah. Is it that bad?
No.
You don't remember that? Oh, well, when we're off fair, I'll pull up a
What?
clip.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. If you remember that show,
Wow.
somebody please write down in the comments below on our Facebook Live. Don't we have other social media and stuff like that people can follow us on?
What a good segue. You're
Wow.
getting better, dude.
Thank you.
Wait, that was a good segue, yes, but I'll take the good with the bad. Riggs, why don't you know the social media yet?
Because it's your show.
Man.
That's what I was trying to.
That was
Damn
deep.
it.
I love you.
I love you.
Twitter. We've
We got Twitter and Instagram is at We Like Sportz PC. Follow us there. Facebook page, if you're not already watching, it's the We Like Sportz Podcast. Give us a like. Also, we have a group as well. Please do not post in our group repetitively. That gets very annoying, and your post will be deleted. This is strictly a We Like Sportz Podcast group. Take the hint.
MXC was amazing, Brad said. I don't remember this.
You don't remember? Wow, it was so good.
It was just terribly voiced over Chinese game show, and it was absolutely hilarious.
And yes, it was that bad.
The American comedy in it is not. It's not like what they're actually saying in their language. Like it's like just jokes.
Oh,
Like the
yeah,
commentary is
it
all jokes.
was,
and
it
it's
was
just
bad.
absolutely
Like,
hilarious.
it was not good.
I got one more.
The guy on the side, his name was Guy Ledouche. Guy Ledouche.
So before I end up going a little bit more with the social media, though, and like I want to get into that, but then I have a question about how the KBO goes to another game show that was on Spike TV as well. But the YouTube is the We Like Sportz Podcast on YouTube, Facebook page. Give us a like, join our group, Twitter, Instagram. If you go to teespring.com, we have our latest T-shirt out too. We're not wearing them yet, but we're in the process of getting some samples made. Well, we're all together as a group. How would you guys feel about having our last names on the back of our own T-shirts just for us four and a number?
No, yeah, that's cool.
I like it.
So I call the number 15.
I want number 420.
Of course you do.
That's 3 numbers. I've seen that happen
Yeah,
once
wait.
in a rec baseball
Hey,
game. This kid was
My
1-1-1.
high school baseball was 4. My college number was 20.
It's like you smoke
Yeah.
grass.
Yeah.
No, I seriously.
There's not a person watching right now that believes that. It might have happened. That might be
It's
true.
it's
but no
seriously
one
how it
believes
was.
that's why
It's
you
the
want
luck of
that
the draw.
number.
Luck of the
like-
draw.
So we have that. That's Teespring would be teespring.com/We Like Sportz. You could easily find it. That's for the latest T-shirt. But going back to the show like idea of the KBO, do you guys remember Pros versus Joes?
Yeah. Oh my
I do remember.
goodness,
Now, see,
yes.
that show
Absolutely.
I remember, and that was that was decent.
I would be on
wasn't
that
like-
show now if they brought it back.
But that
My
wasn't
favorite-
like a horrible show.
My
you know what
absolute
I mean?
favorite segment was the John Rocker one, where you gotta get beamed by a pitch from
Yes.
John Rocker, and you had to charge the mound and wrestle him off the mound. Because John Rocker used to get in so many fights.
Like
He
the
did.
thing is like, I mean, how long was that show out? Like that was.
Only about 3 or 4 years, I'd say.
But like how long ago? Like 10
Oh,
years ago?
yeah.
15 years ago probably?
About,
Because that was on after like Impact Wrestling.
yeah.
So like if the thing
That
was
is old.
like I never really cared about Pros versus Joes, but I'd record because this was in the age of DVR still. It was in that time frame.
2006 to 2010.
Yeah.
Wow,
so I mean that was
that's-
still like the
that's
start of
4
like
years.
DVR.
Yeah.
So I'd record Impact Wrestling, and then the 15 minutes afterwards is Pros versus Joes, and then it always ends on a cliffhanger for me.
That's messed up.
But like I never cared enough. But then like on occasion as I got older, when they showed replays, I still did that for that show.
Right.
Yeah.
There was just some interesting stuff going on.
But, I mean, if you guys, seriously, if you haven't watched Korean baseball, watch it.
Yeah.
Like, you need to watch it. And if they can play baseball, why can't we?
Well,
I don't get
Different
it.
country, different laws, different rules.
I just don't.
in a different segue though too, because I can do the same thing Riggs can do. Watch this. This is called a segue. So as of right now, the report came out by I want to say Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic that June 10th is going to be spring training 2.0.
Okay.
So that's going to be the restart of practices again.
Why do they need that? Before we jump into not
Spring
segue,
training,
but
you
why
gotta
do
get
they
yourself
need
ready.
that?
You gotta get
Yeah, you
yourself
just
ready.
can't jump
You're
right
telling me
into
that
it.
You're seeing
people-
MLB pitching. MLB pitching is the hardest thing to do in any sport.
They should have been doing
this.
this.
Hitting a baseball.
How can you
is
do
the
that
hardest thing
social
to do in
distancing
sports.
though?
You can't throw a ball against a wall?
Well,
Are you kidding me? What do you mean? They
no,
don't-
like pitching you don't have to worry about. Tyler, I give you mad props.
So do I.
That was impressive.
Wow.
He just crawled
No,
underneath the green
but
screen. I'm
why-
calling him out for that. That was awesome.
But why do you need that training? Just open up, just play. Like, you guys already went to training, you guys already had it.
Yeah, but
Play.
okay, but when was the last time they went to training? Some of those guys can just be sitting on their butts at
Early
home,
March.
or
They get
the
paid-
manager's not there to watch
they
you
get paid
stretch and all
$60
that.
million.
You played college ball and high school, everything. You never had a division game to start off the season.
Yeah,
No,
that's
and-
true.
You never once had a division game.
Sure,
to start
and
the
I
season.
guess
July
because
1st.
at that level you can't do the spring training, but it gives you time to prepare for the important games.
And I guess to an extent I can understand it a little bit. Maybe a 2-day, 3-day spring training. But if these people who are getting paid $60 million haven't been trying to, at some point in time, either you're a dunce or you just don't care about your sport. At some point in time, you knew the country was going to open back up. You knew sports were coming back. You haven't done anything on your own to warm up or stay warm?
Yeah, I mean, like,
It's just hard because you need to see the live pitching, I think, and
Yeah, I can
they'll
see
be
that.
fundamentally sound. They'll be fine doing stuff like that. I think pitchers are going to dominate the beginning of this season.
yeah, and
I
like,
can see
I mean,
that.
honestly, if I want to watch baseball, I'll put it this way: if I'm watching baseball, I want to see regular baseball. I don't want to see a spring training game because that's what you're gonna end up not seeing if you end up having spring training. You're not gonna see the 11 to 10 baseball games. I'm gonna actually see an actual baseball game when they're actually in baseball shape, in that condition, and they're actually gonna end up playing a good game. I don't want to see coach pitch, for instance,
Spring
and that's going to
training.
be the best reasoning
And I
for it.
get
I
it.
want to see what's out there, and I mean, spring training has to be needed because they're talking about a July 1st startup too. July 1st, I want to say that series, if you come back, the Indians are starting off against the trash cans, Houston Astros.
Oh, let's see what you did. And we're not going to get him started about the Houston Astros.
We can do the Houston Astros. I hate them, but
We all do.
But I mean, like, okay,
Bang!
So
You hear that? Fastball.
So now, wow. So now break it down a little bit even further. If we're gonna have a season, or at least the MLB is gonna have a season supposedly,
Yes.
what's it gonna look like?
That's
we
still
kinda
to
broke
be
it,
determined, I
right?
think.
They're not gonna just open it up and say, "Here." There's probably not gonna be a World Series.
No,
right? I would
think
imagine there's maybe a championship, maybe a ladder off. There's no way there's gonna be a World Series.
It's going to be something different. I'm not sure how exactly they're going to do it, but it will be different.
I mean, you have the playoffs. You're still gonna have that. You still have they're playing like this startup at July 1st. They're gonna be playing in their own home stadiums. So
Right.
Progressive Field, Jacobs Field, whatever you may call it, Cleveland Indians Stadium, if you want to go very specific and very unintelligent. You could literally just go with the fact that they're still playing at home. So if you're a city worker downtown in Cleveland, you could still hear them play. I'm sure you could hear that out on the street because you could hear the crack of the bat. You could hear them.
I'd be selling tickets from the office buildings if I was the owner of that
damn.
building. Just come on in,
That's a good idea.
sit by the window, watch the game from across the street.
So
Kind of like
we're-
how Chicago does.
So we all.
Yeah,
Oh my
Toronto does
goodness,
that
that's
too.
smart.
Yeah.
Toronto does that with their hotels.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but that's my thing. Like, are
They're in a
there?
dome.
It's
They have the
connected.
inside.
Yeah.
So
I hear that all the time on MLB The Show.
Right. So how are they
wild.
gonna? Is this gonna be a social distancing thing? Are they gonna say you can't? So basically, the MLB is saying we're gonna open up the season regardless, but no fans. Is that what they're saying? I didn't read.
They
that.
never specified yet, but that's the route I'm assuming they're going with to at least start off
Okay.
because there's no specifics. So I think it's just like, okay, here's baseball.
Okay.
here's baseball. That's it. We're leaving it at that statement. Here's a sport for you in America to watch. And like another thing, sports related to when we're talking about the reopening of sports, the Cavs are supposed to start practicing at their facility this Friday.
Okay. Nice.
But it's just one-on-one. Like the gym's open, so you're probably gonna have like, well, Kevin Love, you're gonna be from 11 to 12. Colin Sexton, you're 1 to 2. It's gonna be that hour gap in between because I'm sure they're gonna end up wanting to sanitize everything, all the balls and whatnot. So I mean, it's just gonna be that way. So like, but it's still something. I mean, honestly, if you're having an open gym. If they broadcast that and have actually like a good quality camera, unlike the horse bowl that they had,
Right. Good job.
I know.
Right.
I almost said something else, but I caught myself. But like, I'd rather watch something of good quality.
So for us staying at home, because obviously we're not going to be allowed in the stadiums, right? And I don't know. Again, they don't have a definite answer for that yet. But for us staying at home, I mean, we're going to end up, obviously watching this on TV. We're going to be, we're going to be talking about it. It's going to matter. Everything's going to matter. What is going to be the main focus point of actually the season? Like, are we going to have fantasy baseball again? Are we going to have, are we rooting for, because I really don't believe that they could actually somehow jerry-rig even a World Series in. They can't.
Right. It's the Fall Classic. You can't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
I know that they were talking about like November, the latest that they can end up having like a World Series game.
And you can do it in a dome or like
neutral
Miami or
territory.
something, yeah.
So like even if it's, let's say 2 East Coast teams, Chicago and New York, Yankees versus Cubs, 2 cold weathers, stadiums pretty much. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be crappy weather.
Right.
They're gonna want to play that out west, or else they're gonna want to play it down south. One of the two.
Sure.
And honestly, I think if they end up doing that, it's gonna come to where this virus is at and how bad it's impacting that specific area because they don't want people to catch it. It's stupid, yes, but at the same time, sports are finally reopening. That's the positive.
The only thing is nothing has actually reopened yet.
Exactly.
And we're talking 2 months down the line.
Getting hopeful.
Right. Until I have a definite, we are opening. We will open.
I mean,
then I'll be like,
but we're
okay.
Browns fans, so we're optimistic. So we're gonna.
I mean,
Right. Well, yeah,
We're
we all
gonna
can play it
keep
by
believing.
ear.
We'll keep
but it makes
believing.
me sick. Like it's not having sports right now, for one, makes this show hella hard.
Yeah,
For two, I mean, it just does.
We're still managing, and like we're still putting out content.
we are.
Not to toot our own horn, but like
No,
it's just
toot
so
our
much beep beep.
Right? Don't ever do that.
Sorry.
But if you look at like what we have to do, you guys come over outside of Wednesday, and we're constantly trying to figure out what the hell we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
We're constantly going, okay, man, you watch the Korean Sport League. Don't ever ask me to do that again. You watch the Korean Sport League. I'll do this. I'll figure this out. And we're trying to bring content because right now we've got too many people who are pissed off, depressed in their house, not being able to move. And the sports is a huge distraction.
Yes.
So they need to open that up. If the players have a union for a reason.
Yep.
And the union inside the players, whether it's baseball, basketball, football, hockey, doesn't matter. If the players' union says, hey, our players are, sign a waiver, whatever, our players are ready to play, they want to open it up, then who's to actually say they shouldn't do it? Now, if they want to not let fans in, okay, I get that. I don't like it, but I get it. I understand it. So you bring that players' union, and you bring that stuff to the union and say, hey, our players are ready to go, let's drop it, let's do it. What's stopping them? Is it the governors? Is it Trump? I mean, who is it? Who's stopping them at that point to be able to open it up?
It's not stopping WWE at all, so I can understand where you're coming from. Right.
I think that's stupid too because like you're watching wrestling from the perspective of no fans,
Right.
and it's just awkward.
I mean,
I mean,
I
Austin-
ain't gonna lie, I don't like WWE fans that much. They drive me nuts.
Yeah, because they're always critical of every single
Yeah.
minuscule thing whatsoever. It's just like, I mean, I was on Twitter and I tweeted out it because like they have this whole entire thing, just a quick side rant, but they're advertising like this hacker thing, and people are like, "Oh, I know who this is." It's like, shut up and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just like baseball, shut up and enjoy it.
Yeah.
You're getting baseball. You're getting wrestling. Shut your mouth, enjoy it. End of story.
And NASCAR. NASCAR is coming back. Did you see that?
Golf too at some point, but nobody cares about golf.
See, if we're starting to open up like this, and which we need to, because I mean, we could talk NASCAR, we could talk golf, we can talk that kind of stuff. But what comes down to it is we're gonna, as a fan, you're like, I just want it open. But at the end of the day, is if they're not playing for anything, does it matter? It's just now at that point it's just a distraction. It's just cool. I got sports. I'm rooting for them, but I want a record.
They got to play for something.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a hobby then.
They'll still
exactly
keep everything.
right.
They have to.
I mean, yeah.
They had that lockout in 2012 with the NBA, and they played 60-something games, and they're still an NBA championship. There were still playoffs.
Yeah.
It was just a shorter season. Why can't they do the same with baseball? Why can't they finish the NBA season, just cut it off, have one more week? Here's the playoffs.
Yeah.
Those are all questions that fans want answered, or at least I would think I want answers for it. I want to know,
absolutely.
when the Indians open up, do I care that they lost 6 games in a row, or am I just like, I'm glad it's on, we're all right?
No,
do you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta care about that. You want to root for something, you have to.
Yeah.
I mean, right now we're rooting for just sports to open up. Well, when that drops off, now we're sitting there going, oh my God, the Indians are going to play 60 games?
Yeah. Something like that.
So let's put it this way. All-Star breaks mid-July?
Yeah.
So that's halfway through the season. So they're at least going to play 162 divided by 281 games.
So 81 games.
That's an NBA season right there.
That's what I'm saying. Like that.
But it's all in a row, though. That's the positive here. It's all in a row, and if they end up going to the doubleheader standards, too, you get double the baseball. You get morning, you get night. You get morning, you get night, you get an off day.
Then the players' union is going to have a problem with that. And that's another thing. Like, we lost basically a year of Lindor.
Yep. Absolutely. And I mean,
you can't put that in this contract now that, sorry, there was a coronavirus, now you can't, you're void for that year. No, they still got to pay these people. And they're doing nothing right now. That was my point of saying, like, do they really need to take a 2-week spring? No, screw that. Take your 3 days. You're already getting paid X amount. It's time now. You should have been doing something this whole time to either warm up or whatever. Listen, social distancing is a thing. I understand that. We definitely
not 6 feet.
Definitely, we definitely don't do that, and nobody here has gotten sick. I mean, we just haven't. Not to talk.
As he coughs.
Nobody here has gotten horribly sick, and if we, I know, right? And if we practice the proper social distancing, why can't fans come in there? Why can't we?
And I mean, like,
and you got to ask the majority of the people: are they willing to step into there? Are they willing to come into the stadiums? I am. I'll go. Yeah. Hell yeah, I'll go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Here's the thing:
do half capacity.
Yeah, I mean, what in Progressive Field holds 33,800 roughly now.
Right.
So you divide that by 2, half the capacity, 15,000 still. That's not gonna. Well, it might be every other seat, but still, like. There's a way to do it still, and if you want baseball bad enough, that's half the capacity. Cut that down to just 10,000. It's still people there.
And then you got to ask the other question: once that happens, if they do that plan, which makes sense, who's actually going to abide by that?
Yeah.
We talked about that last week. If like I'm saying, if someone pops a grand slam and it's a game winner and the games mean something, you're absolutely, you're all over the place. You're from section 203 to section 207 at that point. And it's going to look...
Part of the squad that ends up throwing out stuff? Are you running that dugout?
I am. Hell yeah, I am.
203 to 207, that's a long range.
Right? But that's what's going to happen. And you're going to have people who are like, no, I'm not going. Fine, stay there, watch it on TV.
Yeah.
But for the people who legitimately want to try to go, or I'm like, me and the producer Tyler, we hang out all the time, and we'd buy the $15 district tickets.
Oh, I love those.
And just sit on the stands right by the dugout, or right. Jesus. Right by the. Do you have a problem?
No.
He said he has an XT right now, so he's not an alcoholic. It's okay.
Yeah.
No.
I got it from your kitchen.
Don't drink that. If you, we would buy the $15 tickets and we would sit there, and it's right by the bullpen. I never sat down in a seat, and you watch the whole game, and it's freaking fantastic. You're walking in and out. It's great.
Yeah.
Why can't that happen? Why can't that? Listen, if you can stand in Walmart to buy a shirt, you can definitely go to a baseball game. Yeah. And watch it. That doesn't make any sense.
But that's essential.
Walmart is not essential.
The T-shirt's essential.
This is a topic for my show.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. Before we end up taking a quick break, we're probably going to end up heading to a little bit more baseball, talk some Lindor, and then we will get to our Baker Mayfield sign guy from Baltimore, or not from Baltimore, but in Baltimore. What was his name again, Austin?
Bandana Tony.
Bandana Tony. I was gonna say something completely off, so I'm like, I'm just gonna shut up and just ride with it. I knew it was Tony, but whatever. Side note. But with that idea though, like obviously, again, I lost my job at GNC, at the mall, and whatever.
Someone just hire him so he shuts up.
Keith, why don't you hire me?
I try. You guys don't ever show up on time, ever. Actually, last couple.
Damn. As you were saying.
But anyways, though, with that whole entire idea, though, of, like, I ended up asking my one friend because, like, the whole entire Reopen Ohio thing is May 12th, retail stores are open. So I asked my friend, I'm like, hey, man, when are malls opening up? Just for my pure curiosity. Sure. May 12th.
That's Tony Hawk's birthday.
Yeah, it's also my girlfriend's birthday. Hi, Kayla.
Oh, yeah. We did talk about that, yeah.
But how do you know that?
My ex-girlfriend got mad that I knew that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I just, May 12th, 1965.
Wow.
And,
Wow. Like, you know.
Tony Hawk texted me on my birthday, but I don't know about you. I got the proof.
I got a rock.
I got the rock. But anyway, so with the whole entire reopening of a mall, though, I'm like, do you have to wear masks then, too, for all those stores? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, that's dumb.
Well, yeah.
But, like, if you're able to, here's what I'm going to. Keith, I know you don't like wearing masks. I know you're completely anti from that perspective. If you're reopening a mall, malls are busy as hell no matter what. I don't care.
Have you been to Midway Mall in Elyria?
Have you been to any other mall besides Midway Mall?
No, because malls of Crocker Park, not yet.
Go to South Park Mall. That's where it's busy at. Great Northern is dead.
Yeah.
Midway Mall is dead. Menor Mall sucks.
Yeah, so I mean, like, nobody goes to
Shops
malls
of Parma
Sucks.
nobody goes to malls anymore.
But South Park Mall
South Park's always busy.
is the Black Friday shopping mall no matter what. And Monday is like the slowest day, but any other day of the week when I was working at the mall.
He had a job. Please hire him back.
Yes. Well, we've already destroyed everything, so please just give me that space back and I'll sell my protein.
There you go.
That sounds very wrong.
No.
We'll talk about that off air.
Don't sell your protein.
Peyton's dream is to one day work at the Mall of America.
Honestly? GNC at Mall of
really
America?
aim high, don't you? Like, your dreams are...
I'm not going to make the joke.
I actually had a buddy who moved to Minnesota and worked at the Mall of America. He was selling like those gel heating pads or whatever.
You could literally think of any product whatsoever, and like literally that coffee mug could be a coffee shop store inside the mall. It could be a coffee holder. Like it's so stupid. But anyway, I don't know why I just had a weird accent. But anyways, with the mall opening though, if you have to, just to summarize the point, if they open up any stadium whatsoever, I'll wear a mask and go. I don't care. Because guess what? All these people that are wearing masks are also taking them off too for their cigarettes. They're taking them off for the whole because they can't breathe. Use the damn thing properly if you're going to use it.
Right.
And if we have to wear it, I mean, like, if they're opening up a mall that's going to be pretty much the same capacity of any stadium. It's bigger than Quicken Loans or Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Right. So why not? That's it. That's all I got to say.
It's
Like,
just gonna It's just gonna sound weird, you know, like if you're at a game at Progressive Field now and you got what? Oh yeah, he's got a beard. Like I don't know, like that's
We should end
Don't bring your guys
that was a good one.
We're going to break here. We'll be back after this on the We Like Sportz Podcast.
Need to spice up your website? Grab some attention on your Facebook page? Need an intro outro for your YouTube channel? KM Voice will do it all. Pump up your profits and add some video advertising on your channel. Add some fire to your marketing campaign. Do you want to advertise on the radio and want a professional to handle your audio? Well, guess what? We do that too. From writing the script to producing the finished product, we take the pain out of advertising. Need to add voice to your company's training video? Yep, leave it to us. Send us a message on Facebook at KM Voice or give us a call at 440-213-2860. That's 440-213-2860. Production doesn't have to be a hassle. We give you the best because you deserve the best. Send us a message or call now.
If you're
bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored.
why not play with your balls? Our sponsor today, Manscaped, is here to make sure your balls are smooth while you or your partner are playing with them. Manscaped promotes clean hygiene when it comes to shaving your balls thanks to their Lawnmower 3.0. So a little side note, have you ever cut your balls while shaving them? I have, and that is painful. I would not ever do that again, and I would never shave my balls if it wasn't for Manscaped, because once I started using Manscaped, I no longer had to worry about the bleeding anymore. Also, for any new subscribers, you end up getting replacement blades refilled for your Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer delivered to your door every 3 months, making sure your trimmer always stays fresh and clean. And for a limited time, subscribers get not only 1, but 2 free gifts: the Shed Travel Bag, which is a $39 value, and the high-patented, high-performance, anti-chafing Manscaped Boxer Briefs. This is the perfect package for your perfect package. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SPORTS with a Z at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at Manscaped, and use the code SPORTS. Make playing with your balls the best part of your day. Thanks, Manscaped.
And we're back from outer space once again. Apparently our equipment was too good, but we'll survive.
Yes, we will.
We had a little bit of an echo. We apologize for that. Obviously, if you're listening to the podcast on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. on Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, and Anchor, we're going to do our best to edit that, but at least that was only like 30 minutes or so, so at least it's better than that out of their radio stations, am I right?
That's right.
Was that shade?
That was shade.
Oh, well.
That was absolute shade.
That was twice today. But anyways, I digress. Why? Is it bad that I just throw shots at people?
No,
like my old roommate?
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
That's possible. I'm not going to go there. I almost did, Riggs. I almost did.
You almost did. I was like, should I just cover his mouth? It's his show. I'll let him go. Fuck it. Oh, gosh. We apologize, everybody, at the We Like Sportz Podcast. It has been.
Riggs,
so
swear
good.
jar.
We need to get one of those signs. This many days without.
without a swear.
Oh, man.
$1.
Yeah, from all of us.
To all of us.
Dollar Shave Club, not yet.
Not our sponsor yet.
We got the balls covered. We just need the face.
Right?
Oh, man. But anyways, as mentioned, though, sorry for the quality. Catch us again on the podcast forums, Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, and Anchor, 9 a.m. Thursday morning. The replay, as well as YouTube, will be posted again afterwards at 9 a.m. on Thursday as well. It's the We Like Sportz Podcast on YouTube. But, guys, segue. Because we have to announce it, because when Riggs does it, you have something by your eye.
Do I? I thought it was a twinkle, but it's not.
I guess twinkle.
We got a 4K camera now. I don't know if you'd be able to pick that up or not. I'm assuming so with that good quality.
Why is it crust? But okay.
Oh, okay.
Man, why are you crusty?
So back to the
Oh, man. But anyways, though, with Francisco Lindor, going back to the fact of this isn't even like, this is off the top of my head. This is not in the rundown whatsoever. Yes, we have a rundown, blah, blah, blah. Third wall, fourth wall, kick down, whatever. So anyways, with the whole entire Francisco Lindor thing, his service time, because service time's an issue, if this season, for whatever reason, it does not get played, counts as a season played.
Right.
Yes.
Manuel Clase, who got suspended for taking like an elephant steroid.
Yeah.
He's like the girl from the Girl Scouts in dodgeball.
Oh.
Taking beaver tranquilizers.
But like, he gets suspended 80 games.
Right.
PEDs.
Yeah.
When the season starts.
So it's not like the Astros.
Or it's not like the service time either. I'm just put the Astros aside for a minute, because apparently steroids are bad, but knocking on trash cans is good. But anyways, you're literally having the fact that 80 games when the season starts is your suspension.
Right.
Lindor does not have the next, what is this, May 6th, where 40 games in roughly if they're playing.
Right.
He does not have 40 games to play in 2022, and he's a free agent to make up those games.
Right.
That's just deleted. It's over with.
Yeah.
But if you're suspended for an illegal substance, that time is frozen.
So why, though?
take it up with the MLB.
But I mean, why? It's the same thing. It is. It's the same
Big
thing
time.
we've been talking about this whole time. Especially when you bring up the Astros, because that's a huge issue. That wasn't suspended.
No.
They're still going through it. So as this goes through, why?
But
That's
don't
a
worry,
big-
though. Alex Cora, who was a part of it, cannot manage in 2020, although he is not on any team.
Right, yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
So, I mean, like, obviously, he's getting punished really well because right now he doesn't have a job like 80% of America.
Right, and I can see that. But if you look at...
We can't all work at home like Riggs.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
Where we can.
Yeah.
I can.
There you go.
I cannot.
Yeah. Anyways.
But I mean, like, the Astros, that was a huge deal, and we didn't really break that down ever because I think it would be a lot of swear words that we don't want to talk about because
we could have at that other place, but
we could have.
I feel like fists were gonna go flying in between all of us just because of all the anger.
And there was, because that's a sour topic. They ruined it. They left a stain on baseball.
Literally, it's not even just a Cleveland thing either. Like, it affected Cleveland. Trevor Bauer was right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also the fact, though, that everybody who is... And here's the thing, though. I'm so screwed up in the head that I want a Houston fan on just to get their point of view.
I mean, that would be nice.
I would take a Houston fan. Because even,
yes.
But even some Houston fans are like, yeah, dude, we did wrong.
But there's some that are delirious enough to just be like, we didn't do anything wrong.
You're
What
just
the hell
jealous.
are you talking
blah,
about?
Blah, blah.
Exactly.
We beat the Red Sox.
Look, you played baseball. I played baseball. Sign stealing is an art. It's a part of the game.
Yeah, it's part of the game.
It's a part of the
Absolutely.
game. But
And our old roommate, or our old co-host, couldn't really understand that because he was just a football guy.
well, see, but sign stealing. I mean, you
Oh, there's
you do
that shade again.
You do that. You know what I mean? You try. You focus on that. You try to steal the signs. You want to know, but you planting cameras. And banging on trash cans and having beeps and having
Here's the thing, though.
mics, and
Another
it's
Astros
not-
thing. On MLB The Show. Just sponsor us already, MLB The Show 20. We talk about you all the time.
Please, we love America's greatest pastime.
Riggs has been playing his roommate's PS4 to play MLB The Show, even
Yes.
though he's an Xbox guy.
I'm an Xbox guy, but my roommate best friend Brian's been letting me use his PS4. We need baseball on both consoles, please.
Yes.
Coming next year, I think. But anyways, in the game, though, all the Astros hitters, Altuve, Bregman, I think Springer, on their card, it says something regarding better at home field.
Well, yeah.
Well,
of
duh.
course. But the whole thing with Altuve.
It's ironic that it's the guys that are involved, though, too. That like that's the
I
only.
think it's a thing called homesick. I think that's what it's like called.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Not making fun of Altuve. He's hey, no.
Yep.
I'm too sexy to take off my shirt.
But was that really about that? Did he really have a mic on? Do we believe he had a mic on?
Did he really have a
I
tattoo
believe so.
before that?
I don't know. I have no idea. But if you look at you're taking that situation, and the reason I want to break that down is because Altuve, I don't think cheated during that situation. He's a vet hitter, dude. Like, he is, regardless if he's stealing.
I give him
signs
props
or
for being
not,
5'5" and being able to be that good of a baseball
he's
player.
just a good hitter. Like, he's one of the best hitters in the game, period.
Yeah.
He might not hit home runs all the time, but he's a solid contact hitter. So, I mean, was that a cheat? I don't know. I have no idea. But if you were to break down...
We will find out.
We will. Maybe,
if the season ever starts.
Season ever opens. Yeah. And when it does... You know, the Astros should be suspended. They should not be allowed to play. The Astros should be shut down.
Yes.
For the first time in history, it should be shut down. They should shut down a team. They should not have a season period. And it shouldn't count because of the coronavirus. They should shut it down. They should not have a chance at a World Series next year. None of that.
Here's the thing, though. I just killed the bug.
Yeah, you did.
But anyways, though, my boss at the radio station put it this way. So, obviously, we all hate the asterisks right now.
Sure.
The asterisks.
Yes, exactly. If they end up being, let's say they end up only winning 10 games of this 81-game season.
Right.
Yes, that's what we want, but what is the appeal to TV? Why watch them if they're not winning? Because you want to see them lose, and you want them to be good, like... As a whole, all baseball networks want you to watch them play to see if they lose or not.
Sure.
They're the new New York Yankees.
They are.
They are the new Boston Red Sox.
They're the new villains, guys.
Yeah.
Yes,
They're the
and you
villains
need
of
a
baseball.
villain, and you need the hero to conquer them.
You do.
If they end up just absolutely just crapping the bed, why watch them?
Yeah.
Right. You have to at least you have to have him in baseball no matter what. At the end of the day, you have to have him around.
They probably will actually be pretty good with all the
hype and everything.
With all them getting plunked by pitches. I mean, that's a lot of extra base runners.
And that's the thing. You know for a fact they're going to get hit.
Imagine all that built-up rage from like all these players that have just been sitting on it too. Like
when, and somebody said like Major League Baseball, and it's funny to say baseball as an organization, but when baseball came out and said, well, we can't really do that because we don't really want to punish them. It's just it's just a trophy. That's the only reason you play that game.
Yeah. Exactly.
The only reason you play that game is to get that pennant. I mean, that is it. You play for that World Series. You play to get that trophy with those flags on it.
Them cheating that year as being Cleveland Indians fans, that could have messed up our comeback to the World Series.
They did. 2017.
Exactly.
2017,
right. And when we were the defending AL champions after that.
Yeah.
So exactly right. So
and that's
it's not just a trophy.
And in
that
18 too, they did. 2017, they ended up doing it at some point during the regular season. I want to say in 2018. They faced them in the opening round and got swept in 3 games, which was very odd, too, because for whatever reason, the Indians could not hit whatsoever. Francisco Lindor, and here's another thing. This is going into the next topic, because I'm getting riled up again.
Yeah.
Here's the next topic, though. Francisco Lindor, Jose Ramirez, all of these guys that are getting millions of dollars or want millions of dollars, why give it to them if they don't produce in the playoffs? Francisco Lindor is not a $20 million a year contract worthy of it because he always he's a good player.
2016, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good player, but you also had Mike Napoli then too and Rajai Davis. You had all these unlikely heroes. These guys are not producing in the playoffs outside of 2016, and it's been 4 years.
You want to know what stops that? A cap. Baseball needs a cap.
Yeah,
you want to stop that?
happen.
It will never happen because the players' union will strike in a minute.
Yeah.
It'll never happen, but you need to see a cap in baseball. If you want to see an honest-to-God competitive edge against the Yankees, against the Red Sox, we're a mid-market team. We're not a super small market team. We're a mid-market team. And the Dolans don't spend money. We already know that. Nope. They're never going to spend money.
Right.
So you need a cap then. And I'm not all about leveling the playing field. It's not what I'm about. But what I'm saying is when you have somebody who's literally making $400 million, almost $500 million, to play a child's game for 100 and some games a year, and then you want to ask me why I'm pissed off that the Astros cheated? Well, because they have a way higher salary allowance than we do.
Yep.
They're getting these players, and they still had to cheat to beat the players who were paying, in retrospect,
small market pretty much.
Yeah, pennies to compete against these people. It's asinine, and we need some kind of salary cap to compete against that.
And, the thing is, too, again, small market, we're losing Lindor no matter what. This is the point that we're at right now when...
It's gone.
When a specific baseball representative calls into a local radio show and says that, well, here's what I heard, and I told Austin this in the car, too. It's one of two things. It's either a PR stunt and they're trying to make Francisco Lindor look bad, and it's his move now, and you have to make yourself look good, and you have to come out and be like, you know what, I'll give you the hometown discount, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's how you end up. It's all a PR stunt right now, and it's all because Lindor is the biggest story in Cleveland. He's your new LeBron. He's your new. I don't even know. Is he your new Baker Mayfield, or is he similar to Baker Mayfield?
He's your new Tommy, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
When Tommy left, it hurt us like hell. I mean,
or Albert Bell. He could be an Albert Bell too if he ends up taking the money and running.
Here's where the problem comes in. I'm tired of hearing our sports people. We breed sports people. We pick them up.
Absolutely.
We manage them. Yep. We mold them, and then we let them go. We don't want to pay for it, which is fine. But here's the problem with that. Same thing with Lindor. Same thing with LeBron James. I am tired of hearing those same players say, I have love for Cleveland, I have love for Cleveland. And then have love for Cleveland. Yeah, don't make me chase you to another team. I like Lindor. I think he's great. I think he's a hell of a player. Is he top-notch, $500 million player? No, he knows that.
No.
The agents know that. The teams know that. And the scouts know that. Does he belong in Cleveland? Yes. Should he stay in Cleveland?
Hell yes.
Is he going to because of greed and what we do to our players? No.
No, he'll be wearing pinstripes.
Will he be a Yankee?
Ooh.
Yankee, Red Sox, Astros, Dodgers.
Anything but the Yankees
I want him
or the
to go
Sox.
to the NL. He better go to the NL.
Rebuild the Rockies.
In reality.
Yeah.
we don't want him to go anywhere. But as that player, and we do it with LeBron James, we give them these giant heads. Best player ever, makes Michael Jordan look awful. He's freaking he's the best.
He's the next Omar Vizquel.
Yeah, he's the next Omar. Yes, that you start telling a player that, and they have social media. They see the same stuff we do. They Google their names. You know what I mean? They know what's going on.
They got friends and family. Hey, I heard this. I heard this. I heard this.
You're the next. Okay, so now that agent knows that. That agent wants that money. That agent now is gonna suck that whole psych up. And he's gonna be like, man, they really hyped you up. Maybe you are as good as Omar Vizquel. Let's take a look at what Omar Vizquel made, and now let's double that.
Because of inflation.
Let's see how far. Yeah, let's see how far we can go with that. And that's why we're in this situation. And the Dolans are like, why am I paying for the name, which is what they're paying for? So now the Dolans, and we hate the Dolans. I mean, I'm not saying I like them, but what I'm saying is the Dolans are sitting there having to try to play checkers with teams that are playing chess. We're trying to figure out, we got to jump this because now we got to go back to the minors and get a new Lindor. We're going to hype him up because he's going to be good just as much as Lindor was hyped up, then he's going to leave in 4 years.
And I mean, as you're talking about that new Lindor, I mean, there's no better time right now than to actually play the highlight film. And if you're listening to the podcast on podcast form, just check out the YouTube or else it's going to be up on our Twitter page. But you have Brian Rochino, who's 20 years old, Venezuelan, shortstop, about the same size as Francisco Lindor. He's next in line in MLB The Show, because that's what we have to look after. He's in AAA already.
Right. Oh, wow.
So it's a little odd, but here's the highlights of him. Like, just take a quick look.
Let's see.
Sounds like Lindor.
Listen to the sound of that.
Step on it.
What's his number? 24?
Yeah.
Is it 24?
Grady.
I love the commentary.
Struck out.
That's on the highlight film. But, like, you have... Like, and here's the thing. And I kind of want to doubt myself by saying this, but he's not as big as Lindor from, like, the height perspective, but he's close to it. And I want to say he's not going to be, like, a power hitter, but you also don't expect Lindor, who's, 5'11", 200, maybe 190, on 190, 200 on a good day. You don't expect him to be a power hitter, but if you have a good enough stroke when you're swinging...
It's all about bat speed when you're at that.
Jose Ramirez was not a power hitter.
He wasn't
3 years ago.
Neither was Lindor. Lindor was not a power hitter
not
3
at
years
all.
ago.
Very
What happened? Did you notice? What happened? He became a power hitter, guys. He was jacking balls. He came.
When he's hitting 30 homers in a year.
That's what I'm saying.
It's all about
staying in the
It's all
gym
about
also.
that new
Juicing the baseballs.
It's another
it's like
velocity.
a next gen set. Launch angle.
Yeah, that too.
Launch
And
angle
it is too.
It's huge now.
It is, but you got to look at some of these players who weren't power hitters before. Lindor was never recognized as a power hitter, nor should he ever have been.
And he was
He's
supposed
a
to be
middle
nothing,
infielder.
though, too. That was
Right.
that was another one.
Right, but he's a middle infielder. I want base hits, doubles, and triples off of Lindor. The game has changed. Baseball has changed. You want power hitters. You want to see home runs. Juice balls are not. Is it good for baseball? No. Is it teaching people like that are coming up from the from the minors to go up there and say now to compete for that job against Lindor? Now all of a sudden a middle infielder has to become a corner, has to become a hot corner.
Yeah.
Your first basemen and your third basemen, those are your power hitters. Your right fields, your left fields. You do not expect in your center fields, but you don't expect a middle infielder, second base, and shortstop. Some catchers, you get your Piazzas every now and again. But you expect Lindor to pop those doubles, to get those, to put the 5, 6, and 7, or 4, 5, 6, and 7 man in a good spot to bring those run-ins. Now we're having these people juicing themselves up, and I'm not saying he's taking steroids. That's not what I'm saying. But I mean juicing himself up. Different types of workouts, different types of sets. You're seeing more injuries. You're seeing more injuries because they're trying to bulk up and they're trying to hit those home run balls every single time. That's changed the game. You're seeing injuries and everything else.
Yeah, I mean, Jose Ramirez injured his back.
Yeah, and then his hand.
And his hand, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Lindor, his heel. I mean, when he messed up his tendon and stuff.
In spring training last year is what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's all. When you know this, you guys are. I mean, I used to work out in the gym all the time. When you're trying to put on muscle, it's very different than trying to tone and put on a repetitive ability to do your job. Like, if you're a weightlifter, be a weightlifter.
Yeah.
If you're out there for cardio and trying to up your game, you're not pumping 200. You're not doing that. You're just not doing that. You're not working on arms every day. And what happens when you start to do that? You go out there, you swing a bat, you're going to pull something because this motion, is a lot different than your swing. You got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. Also, when you're doing one specific body part too. Let's say you're doing arms every day. What about your legs?
Exactly.
That's not as strong as your upper body. It's just going to go south. And also,
most power though does come from legs and core.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what do they teach you when you're hitting? Hips and hands, always.
Hips and hands. And same thing. You turn in, you turn out. Switch hitters. But if you look at how baseball has tried to develop that game, and you can blame baseball for that, but you can blame the fans because I'm telling you right now, when Lindor pops a home run, you like it a hell of a lot better than when he bloops one in the center.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the excitement of it, right?
Right. It's just like the game has changed. Like, I don't want to switch topics, but let's go to basketball.
Yeah.
Okay, the point guard is normally supposed to set up everybody and pass the ball.
Yeah.
You look at your Steph Curry, your Klay Thompsons, shoot.
And that's changed the game.
Exactly. You barely see an assist from Steph Curry or your Klay Thompsons. All they want to do is dribble, shoot. And that's all the kids want to see.
Want to see you drain a three from back. And
they don't want to see the fundamentals of give me the ball, post up.
Right. And it's the same thing with football. It's the same thing now. Now you want, you used to have quarterbacks that would, stay in the pocket, dive a hit. Now you want to see the quarterbacks that are running all over the place. You want to see a quarterback run 50 yards for a touchdown. You just want to see that. They're trying to change the game like that, and it's not okay. And transforming it back to baseball, if you're sitting there and you know for a fact that you have to think of the pressure it puts on a player. You know for a fact now your normal gym routine was, my job was to be a setup. My job was to make sure that my 3, 4, or my 4, 5, and 6 guy were going to clean up what 1, 2, and 3 did.
Yep.
Now, all of a sudden, that pressure from the number 2 guy or the leadoff hitter now is they expect me to go out first pitch, rip a home run. And that puts a lot of pressure. Now their routine has changed. Now they're not just lifting out for, now they're not just working out for that blooper, for that bunt, for that, let's try to hard line drives. They're hitting for the stands every single time. And it
sounds like what Grady Sizemore did.
Yes.
And how long did his career last?
And you can see it start, though, but you can watch. Lindor never did that stuff. The second he started to up his home run numbers, you started seeing more injuries. The second you started to see, maybe Lindor bulked up a lot in one season.
Yeah, because I remember,
you started questioning, man, is he on roids? Is he going to busted? Is he going to get tested?
That was with Jose Ramirez always. When he had that 40 home run, 39 home run year, rounding up, giving him too much credit. But the thing is too is that when you have that and you have these is it just a generational thing? I mean, all these guys that are playing, it's people that are close to our age.
Sure.
Is it that we're just too self-centered compared to people in the past when they're actually team players and they're just looking at the specific stats?
Look,
because you're all in it for yourself. The more homers you're hitting, the more touchdowns you're throwing, the more points that you're scoring, the more money you're getting. And everybody's greedy now, and everybody's in it for themselves, and they want to pad those stats.
Well, the best example I can give is this podcast. Nobody here tries to take center mic ever. Nobody has ever tried to do that. We bounce out when we have to. We do that. But if you look at baseball, they want to be standouts.
Yep.
Look at. It goes back as far as Jeter. It really goes back to A-Rod. A-Rod was a self-centered jackass.
Yes.
And it goes back to Nick Swisher. He was a self-centered. he is a self-centered jackass. And
how's his rap career?
Not good. Same as his baseball career. Go back to ESPN. But if you look at if you look at what happens when you do that kind of thing, you see that the team doesn't matter anymore. The team sports are failing. We all try to lean on each other for all that shit, right? Let's try out stuff. Damn. We try to lean on all that stuff, and we try to make the show better. But when you have players who are leaving, they don't care. They don't care if the team looks good anymore because they know in 160 games they're gone.
Yeah.
So what does it matter? They need to stop that stuff. That's why you're seeing. That's why you're trying to see these coaches and managers and front offices. They're trying to sign these players for 5, 6, 7 years.
I mean, they did that with Jose Ramirez way when you saw him replace Michael Brantley. I mean, he's signed in 2023?
Back in the day,
2024
Michael
maybe?
Brantley would have never left. Jim Thome would have. Look at Bambino. Look at Babe Ruth. Stayed with the team. Got traded for freaking tickets.
Yeah.
So if you look at, but then he stayed, and then you have all these players making a career and retiring in that jersey. Who does that now?
No, the loyalty is out the window.
It's gone. It's gone.
But at the same time, it's a business, man.
It is a business, but the thing I look at it is you are getting paid $500 million to play a child's game that I can play, and it's entertaining, at a baseball field down the road. The second you guys get that greedy, you're starting to see no one cares about the names on the jerseys anymore.
Nope.
Now you're rooting for what's on the front. You're rooting for the team. You're rooting for hometown, and we're starting to realize that. We're starting to get back in that mentality because we're starting to see players split. I love Brantley. He went to the Astros, and it killed me.
Yep.
It killed me because Bradley was Mr. Clutch. He was a good player. He was a good person. He knew what he was doing, but the money sucked him away from actually retiring. Look what we did to Kipnis.
Kipnis was somebody that should have been a lifer, but he instead. And here's the thing: you do have to give him props. He didn't go to any team; he went to a team in his hometown of Chicago.
Yeah,
right.
So that's the only pass that I'll give somebody. But somebody like Manny Machado that played in Baltimore for his life, and then goes to the San Diego Padres, out of all people, to be on a losing team and to be a part of a rebuild.
Just for that money.
Yes.
Yep.
That's a
Winning
problem.
is no longer a thing. Nobody wants championships. They want the money. Although I would rather have a fancy ring on my finger.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I want.
So we're begging. You know it more than I think anybody because you've played the game.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to make it to that next step constantly. You got to worry about look how they pay these minor leaguers. Minor leaguers. We had the guys from 50 Summers on.
Yep.
That's the love of the game. They're playing. They're not getting paid jack.
They're
trying to
40, 50,000 maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, throughout this, they had to fight for the whole entire virus situation. They had to fight for salary.
And you want players to connect with the fans. We don't care anymore. We don't care about that because I'm gonna fall in love with a player and the way they play and how they play and what they bring to the table. And then in 2 years, they're gone. And I'm not chasing them to Chicago. I'm not chasing them to the
Once you're gone, you're gone.
I'm not going to the Yankees. I'm going for Cleveland. This is where I'm from. This is where I will always be. Doesn't matter where I go. I'm a Cleveland fan. I'm an Indians fan to the day I die. MLB needs to do something about that, or that's why attendance. People are like, the game is too slow. The game is too slow.
Look at Tampa Bay; they're last in attendance.
Exactly.
They have a nice stadium.
Exactly.
But again, who do they have on their team right now?
Yeah.
David Price is gone.
Right.
Evan Longoria gone. That's the two that stand out right away.
What about, do they still got Chris Archer?
Yes.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, for now. But that's what
No,
I'm
I
saying.
think he got traded to the Pirates.
Not yet. Did that go through?
This was a while back. I want to say Chris Archer was.
Producers looking it up.
I think the one that shocked me more than anything, I think, was when Pujols took that 10-year deal.
Yeah, when he left St. Louis. You just won a World Series there. I watched that. They beat the Rangers. Yeah.
Exactly.
Another one too.
Problem.
Madison Bumgarner now.
Current team, Pirates.
Yeah, see, Chris Archer's not even with them. He's with the Pirates
now. So I didn't know that went through. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're a diehard baseball fan, you have to listen to people going, "Oh, the game is too slow." The game's not too slow. I'm listening. I'm missing attendance because it's like trying. When you used to collect baseball cards, you collect baseball cards for the player. You go to games for the team.
Yep.
There's a difference in that. And that
no, that was great. That was.
I appreciate it, but that's the difference, and we have to. It's hard to come back from that.
Here's the thing. This is the one thing. I mean, we do have Bandana. I cannot speak. Bandana Tony up next. I'm gonna end up stepping aside. We're gonna have a little Browns panel for you guys. It's a little something special. Who let the dog out? I did. I gotta go get him still. Just kidding. But anyways, though, here's the thing. I'm wearing a Jose Ramirez t-shirt from GV Arts and Design. I'm going to mention you. Hopefully you end up sponsoring us. Who knows? But anyways, when you end up...
I want a shirt. Sorry, go ahead.
This wasn't free. I wish it was. But the thing is, though, is when you end up having a player... Because GV Arts and Design ends up having a specific player. They have a Corey... I got this last year. They have Corey Kluber. They had Lindor. They had Carlos Santana, Jose Ramirez... And when I have to sit down and I have to play the game of, who do I think's going to be on the team the longest?
Yeah.
Kluber's contract's up soon, so I'm not going to bother with the T-shirt of him when I already have a jersey.
Yeah.
Santana, he already left once. Who's to say he's going to end up being around?
He's a homer, though.
Yeah, I feel like he's a homer.
Lindor, though, when I see Lindor, when my decision comes down to Lindor and Ramirez.
It's Ramirez.
Yes, because he's here longer. I'm going to get the shirt longer. I'm going to wear it longer.
And that's
Kyrie Irving, I have a T-shirt jersey and I haven't worn it since.
My biggest mistake was getting a Willie McGinnis jersey.
Yeah, that was yeah. But I mean, but you're right though. That
when you have to break it down that way,
that's horrible. That's not what fans should do. No. But notice now we're rocking. I don't see any player on that shirt. I don't see any player on that shirt. I mean, I know why yours is, but if you look at it,
it's a cool saying. No way, Jose.
Used to be that way. You know what I mean? It never used to be that way. You used to look at lifers. You used to look at those players. And Santana is, I think, a lifer. I think
he has to be now.
He did not want to leave.
Right.
He was pissed when he left. And the first chance they were like, "Hey, come back." He was like, "I'm already here." Funny. I didn't sell my house. I didn't do anything.
Did you hear the story of Santana in Philly? He was just so.
Wasn't it the video game thing?
He was so fed up that he took a baseball bat to the TV while
they were losing.
While teammates were playing Fortnite.
Yeah. And they were all losing at the time either. They did not care. They were on a losing streak, and he literally just took a baseball bat and beat the hell out of the Xbox because you do not win games by playing Fortnite.
No, that's a leader.
Yes.
And that's what I'm talking about. When you have people that, dude, look you have Santana. I'm gonna break it down. You have Santana, Tommy. You have Kipnis, Bierga. You have Lindor, Omar Vizquel.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you have Lofton. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have synergy with these people. Look at what happened. They all stayed together. Then Tommy started a trend. He started leaving. He left. He wanted that money. He took that Philly money.
Yep.
And then look what happened. The synergy is gone.
Kenny left. Omar's
gone.
Hafner became a Yankee.
Here's the one thing, though.
Yeah.
Here's the positive with the depressing. In the end, though, usually they end up coming back for one more run.
Yeah,
Jim Thome did it. Yes, but still, it's still the nostalgia. I didn't get to see Jim Thome in Indians uniform. I got to see him in 2011, though.
Right.
In 2011, I got to see him.
But here's the problem.
It's just the concept, though, at the end of the day, which is nice, but it's not a replacement. You should just not leave.
That's the Cleveland mentality we have to have. Thank God they retired in a uniform for their last season. Screw you, don't leave. Retire the right way in a uniform. Stay here the whole time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Stop it. Especially if we... And the Dolans don't spend money, but I want you to think about this. They don't spend money, but they do to develop them. So stop spending money on developing people and just start buying them. What's the difference?
Yankees buy people.
Right? Stop it.
Honestly, and here's the thing, and this is the last baseball-orienting thing I want to hit because we could talk about this all day, but I don't got all day. We don't got all day. I mean, we do, but we don't.
We do. What do you mean we don't have all day? Where you going
the thing is, somewhere home. But like with the development, though, yes, I would love to buy them. But if I'm going to get a player in development longer... again, Jose Ramirez, 2016, after being up in a second baseman with Gio Urshela, who was a surprise with the Yankees, Lindor, and Jose Ramirez at second, I would not imagine Jose Ramirez added up to something after 2016 because that was his breakout year, and Brantley being hurt was the blessing in disguise. So when you're able to extend them for a 6-year period,
sure,
I do it. It's cheaper that way. You should do that with Shane Bieber, Mike Clevenger, Zach Plesac, Aaron Savali too. All these young guys that are out there.
And I agree with that.
It's just the way that it's supposed to be. You have them for long term. You see something in there. I believe in Bobby Bradley. He's tough. He did not have that opportunity yet. But that's somebody.
Bowers, though.
No, because Bowers has not hit a ball.
I mean, he has, but
he didn't hit the cycle last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say he hit the cycle last year. I'm okay with.
I can hit the cycle if I have flippy hair like him.
I want to see you hit the cycle against Chapman.
All right, I'm gonna go now.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Chapman blow by you so fast your beer would go after your head. You have no idea what would happen.
All right, we'll be back on the We Like Sportz podcast after this on the We Like Sportz podcast.
Need to spice up your website? Grab some attention on your Facebook page? Need an intro, outro for your YouTube channel? KM Voice will do it all. Pump up your profits and add some video advertising on your channel. Add some fire to your marketing campaign. Do you want to advertise on the radio and want a professional to handle your audio? Well, guess what? We do that too. From writing the script to producing the finished product, we take the pain out of advertising. Need to add voice to your company's training video? Yep, leave it to us. Send us a message on Facebook at KM Voice or give us a call at 440-213-2860. That's 440-213-2860. Production doesn't have to be a hassle. We give you the best because you deserve the best. Send us a message or call now.
If you're
bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored.
Why not play with your balls? Our sponsor today, Manscaped, is here to make sure your balls are smooth while you or your partner are playing with them. Manscaped promotes clean hygiene when it comes to shaving your balls thanks to their Lawnmower 3.0. So a little side note, have you ever cut your balls while shaving them? I have, and that is painful. I would not ever do that again, and I would never shave my balls if it wasn't for Manscaped, because once I started using Manscaped, I no longer had to worry about the bleeding anymore. Also, for any new subscribers, you end up getting replacement blades refilled for your Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer delivered to your door every 3 months, making sure your trimmer always stays fresh and clean. And for a limited time, subscribers get not only 1, but 2 free gifts: the Shed Travel Bag, which is a $39 value, and the high-patented, high-performance, anti-chafing Manscaped Boxer Briefs. This is the perfect package for your perfect package. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SPORTS at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at Manscaped. And use the code SPORTS. Make playing with your balls the best part of your day. Thanks, Manscaped.
Need to spice up your website? Grab some attention on your Facebook page? Need an intro-outro for your YouTube channel? KM Voice will do it all. Pump up your profits and add some video advertising on your channel. Add some fire to your marketing campaign. Do you want to advertise on the radio and want a professional to handle your audio? Well, guess what? We do that too. From writing the script to producing the finished product, we take the pain out of advertising. Need to add voice to your company's training video? Yep, leave it to us. Send us a message on Facebook at KM Voice or give us a call at 440-213-2860. That's 440-213-2860. Production doesn't have to be a hassle. We give you the best because you deserve the best. Send us a message or call now.
And welcome back to the We Like Sportz Podcast. I'm Austin, joined here with Riggs and Keith. And today we have a very special guest. If you guys remember, about 2 years ago, Baker's rookie season, there was a construction worker out in Baltimore that hung up a Baker Mayfield poster, and it went completely viral. It was like, heck yeah, get those backstabbing SOBs, you know. They left us. But we are joined by that construction worker here. His name is Bandana Tony. He's a good buddy of mine.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining.
What's going on, Tony?
We don't social distance. Tony, I mean, obviously you're a diehard Browns fan. You're probably just like all of us, well, except for Peyton.
I've been a Browns fan my whole life. I mean, I can remember on Sundays being with my old man, getting ready to watch the football games, and just seeing the frustration that he would have by the end of the day, and how many empty beer cans would be there. And, you know, it's just, he was the first person I called when I found out, and I agreed to take the job, and I found out what it was. I called him, and I'm like, Dad, you're going to kill me. And he's like, what? I'm like, I'm going to be working on the Ravens Stadium, you know, putting some wings up. And it's just different. I mean, for us here in Cleveland, I mean, we've experienced watching this just trash for the last. I mean, he's been putting up with it for how long? And down there, it's a little different of a vibe. You know, they even though they got 2 Super Bowls, and their fan base is just much different than here.
So it can't be the same as Cleveland. It can't be the same as Cleveland fan base.
So
I don't think any place is the same as Cleveland fan base, right?
No, not at all.
Right. And you got to remember too, they had their team stolen from them too.
The Baltimore
in the early 80s, and so
2 wrongs don't make a right.
Exactly. Facts. So I couldn't pass up the opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Just to give them a kick in the nuts, right?
I like it.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, so like, did you have it all like planned out ahead of time, or was it just
a week after I got there and I was working on the job? I had the Fathead, and I already had a local bar that I'd go to after work, and I kept telling the locals, "I'm doing this," and they're like, "You're not gonna do it." And I actually had the Fathead with me, and I brought it into the bar, and to this day they still have the empty box hanging up in their bar that says Cleveland Tony.
Yeah,
they're like, "He really did it."
That's amazing.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
But I'll tell you what, the city of Baltimore, there's great people there. It's a rough city, but they were actually pretty accepting of the whole thing. You know,
really? Well, that means it's in good humor. You know
it was in good humor.
Well, we did father their team. You know, like it's weird when I look at a Baltimore Ravens fans hat and it says established 1996.
Yeah, right.
Like it's like what? Like you're my nephew's age right now. Like that's. Right. That's just it's very odd, man. But yeah, you know, screw Pittsburgh, Browns for life.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, we bleed orange all day. But I can understand where you were coming from when you said about where you said that, you know, seeing the frustration on your father's face every Sunday and the empty beer cans, and you know, recently I've been going to Browns games when there was football, and I've been in the back of Ubers feeling like I was an angry kid. I wanted to like kick the back of the chair. I'm like, this guy's cool. My best friend's like, no, it's okay.
There's always next year.
That gets so old. Question for you. I'm 32. He's 32 years of age. I forgot how old you are, Austin.
27.
27. I know for a fact our generation can remember when the team was taken and they took down the stadium. Do you remember that day, or do you have a brick from the old stadium, or know someone that does?
I don't have a brick, but man, I remember that day. Football, I mean, I was 15 years old, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, football was my life. I loved it. And, I mean, I'm a Browns fan, you know, through and through. And it sucked, man. Those 3 years following were the worst 3 years.
Hurt.
Yeah, I mean, Sundays were the best, and it just got taken away from you. And it was a horrible feeling.
It's like that whole coronavirus now. It got taken from us.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do on Sundays? Who do you root for? The Bengals? Come on.
Yeah, that's what
like, come on. Like, I'm not saying like I'm an Ohio guy, you know what I mean? But I can't do that.
We're not rooting for the Steelers.
Right.
Nobody from Cleveland that was born and raised in Cleveland that has a brain or anything roots for Steelers. But we already knew that.
Right.
Correct. I feel so good to be around Browns fans, just sharing Browns fan stuff. You know,
nice. This is relaxing.
It's, you know, talk about like reminiscing. So when you basically planted a flag, dude. Like that's basically what you did. Like you went up there, you put that on there, and you wanted to make sure Cleveland knew that hey, we own this. like I don't even know how to explain it, but. You did that. Like, you owned that. You planted a flag in Baltimore. You went to enemy territory, said screw it, planted the flag, gave him the middle finger, and then came back for a beer. You're a pirate. Who the hell does that?
Yeah, invaded enemy territory. Yeah.
It was the best thing I've ever done in my life and will ever do. I mean, it was an opportunity I couldn't pass up.
You're Jack Sparrow, dude. Like, you are our Jack Sparrow. And I hope we have you on, you know, a lot, especially when the season opens up and stuff, and you know we could do some. But dude, like that took balls. Like you want to talk about manscaping? You don't even need to.
They don't make a razor big enough.
They don't.
That was great.
Hell yeah. And nobody's brave enough to have a weed whacker on standby. Like, I mean, that was. You're right, dude. That takes some balls, man. And did you get any backlash from that? Did you get any, like?
The Ravens did not take it well at all. We were immediately once they caught wind of it, and because it was up there for a couple hours, and you know the general contractor we were working for, you know, he's like, all right guys, you took your pictures. Even the locals that lived there, that were working there, were laughing, taking pictures and everything. They're like, you know, before we get any backlash, you know,
take it down.
You know, can you take it down? And so we did, you know, and we didn't do any damage or anything like that.
Sure.
So I remember the girl I was dating back home, I called her. I'm like, man, I think this is starting to get local news around here. And she's like, yeah, whatever. Once it gets to our local news, you know, or national news, let me know. And then I start getting calls from news stations in Cleveland. And I'm like, oh, so I call her. I'm like, well, you know, it's hitting local news by us now. And she's like, yeah, whatever. And then it hit USA Today.
Like, yeah, whatever that.
All right, yeah. But... It was crazy, just how it all spiraled. Like like from that day, that night, I just remember my phone blowing up and more tweets coming in and just more and more my boss calling me. He's like, man, this thing's really starting to take off. And I'm like, it's getting nuts, you know? So the next day, we were getting ready to go into work, and the Ravens actually contacted the general contractor and said we were banned from the stadium. We were no longer welcome there. They actually brought guys in to finish the job. We only had a day or two left on the project, and actually had to bring a whole nother crew in to finish up.
Wow.
And they flew in the president of the company of the material we were hanging on their stadium. He had to come in for a meeting, and it got ugly, and that's why I didn't do any interviews until today, because I didn't want that company I was working for, they were getting threatened to not get any more work.
Really?
So yeah, the Ravens did not take it well at all, which makes it even better. So
You're a pirate. That's weird that there's that would happen. Like, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait, I got a quick question. So if like
You don't need to be that close.
It's his show, everybody.
Hi. But they got upset over the fact of a sign being hung in their stadium, banned you guys for life, but it was okay for them to take the Cleveland Browns and move them to Baltimore.
Right? They took our flag and uprooted it. Like, they took your ship.
Well, you can't, you can't get a hold of Art Modell and be like, hey, why'd you do that?
they also have a statue of a murderer right in front of their stadium, which I wanted to get a picture with a plastic knife, but
Oh, that was went over my head.
Dude, you're
We have
savage.
to do the dance. Anybody, 52 reasons. I have a question. So, back in 1999, when the team was coming back, I wasn't watching the NFL draft in 1999. I was playing with toys around that time. You said the team was taken from you at 15. Now we're going to go 3 years in the future. How did you feel that first draft of 1999?
It wasn't the same. I mean, it really wasn't, and it hasn't been the same. I mean, they're still my team. I'm going to root for them. I mean, but anybody who lived through all that, it's not the same team.
I agree with that. That sucks too. You know what I mean? Like, is Progressive Field my stadium? No.
It's Jacobs Field.
The Jacobs Field is my stadium. You know what I mean? The Jake is my.
Before that, I grew up going to Municipal Stadium when there were 2,000 fans in there. You could sit wherever you wanted to.
That's what I'm saying, and that's really how it breaks down. So when you Jack Sparrowed that and went up there and just started planting Cleveland flags up there. Yeah, I don't know if
guys, it was awesome. It was the greatest feeling in the world.
Right?
70 feet up in the air next to that thing, one of their highways right there. It was awesome.
Dude, I mean, I don't know, like, you're a hero.
Everybody
who lost that team to those, to that city, like, you are a hero to Cleveland, and that's why it picked up. It has nothing to do about, oh man, I'm surprised it got steam. If it didn't get steam, there would have been an issue. You know what I mean?
Right.
You showed a message to everybody, hey, piss off.
Well, and like I said, down there, some people were threatening to kick my ass and stuff.
Sure.
Others laughed it off.
Yeah.
But for here, and it made it nationally because everybody knows and respects how Cleveland fans are, and I think that's great. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean,
we should have had a parade when you came back. That's what should have happened. You should have just had like the Baltimore Ravens flag with you and the Cleveland Browns flag. I mean, that would have been amazing.
We got to put you on the helmet. Hey, why not? I'm talking about putting someone in the helmet. I wanted to say that. I was like, I'm gonna save that off. I'm gonna say that on air. I wanted to say that when I saw you, but
sweet, he literally thinks of you so high as to put you in the same category as Dick Goddard.
Yeah, right.
Cleveland legend.
I'm not saying Dick Goddard isn't like a legend, but I mean, on the Cleveland Browns helmet, he's a freaking pirate. What did Dick Goddard do like that? He told you when it was going to rain. He told you it was going to rain, maybe.
So anyway,
it's going to be gloomy on Sunday. That's the only thing I can tell you.
Yeah, dude, you're slowly going to become a legend, I think, and it's going to go more and more. You're so like I used to say it all the time when my producer would do something fun. I'm like, dude, you're a meme, but you're an actual meme. That's weird to me. I've never actually sat down and talked to a meme before. So that's kind of cool. Like, what was going through your mind as this is blowing up?
I didn't think it was going to take off quite like it did. A good buddy of mine, Nick Sikorsky, he's huge sports fan, especially Browns fan. He even likes wrestling. Yeah, big wrestling fan. And I told him about the idea because I don't do the whole social media thing or anything. And he's like, man, I got some connections. And I sent him that picture. And within minutes, I was getting calls. And it was crazy how fast things spread like that.
It did spread like
cool.
fire. I mean, it really, really did.
It was cool.
It's worse than that. There's a Steelers fan in the background. It sounds like a mosquito.
Right? You want to just.
I remember when I was leaving Baltimore the day after I did this. The owner of the company's son that I was working for, he called me. He's like, "Do you make it out of there safe?" And I'm like, "Well, actually, I made a little detour and I went off to Heinz Field because I wanted to get that bitch up there." but I was too tired.
Right.
We're just gonna start seeing him swinging to different stadiums, planting flags everywhere he goes.
And you know what? And I know we didn't have a good season last year, but we still beat them in that house down there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
And, so hopefully they remember that.
So as somebody who is literally the main, like the Jack Sparrow of Cleveland now, what do you feel about Mayfield? I mean, how do you? What's your take on it?
It seems like he's getting in better shape. I think he had a lot thrown on him, and I think he's going to settle down, and I think he's going to adjust, and I think he's going to be the player we saw in college, and he wants to win. So, and I think he's got the tools to do it, and he's got the weapons. You can't say he doesn't have the weapons. I mean, you look at that roster, and they're going to be tough.
Yeah,
I think they got the right coaching in place now.
I hope.
And I know we go through this every year, same song and dance, but
we're used to it, I guess.
I think we're treading in the right direction.
Absolutely. I think so too. What are your thoughts on them going back to the new old uniforms?
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like different uniforms. It mixes it up a little bit.
Sure.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, me and Tony, we hang out at this bar in Parma all the time. We're going to have to do a We Like Sportz podcast meet and greet with some of our fans up at the bar. We'll just be up there drinking, really. That's about it.
Right. Well, after this is all said and done.
Once the bars open back up, we're going to definitely have to do that. That's for sure.
I say open it up now.
I know, I wish.
You good?
No. I used to have a key.
That's awesome.
Right. But, yeah, man, like, this is great. Like, Cleveland Browns, so Indians, Cavs, Browns, Ohio State, you're all around?
Yeah.
Nice. How it should be.
Yeah, I'm a homer.
Yes.
I'm a homer.
I mean, look, we don't. There's a reason why we're homers. There's a reason why the people who are born here like the Steelers, and that's mental disorders that we can't diagnose right now. So I mean, when when we cross that path, I've thought about trying to send people like that to mental hospitals, but
that's why I don't park in handicap spaces. I say that for Wolverine fans.
Exactly.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah, damn.
That was good. I like it.
Wow. Well, Tony, thank you so much.
Yeah,
this is absolutely awesome. Yeah. Dude's a legend in his own right. I mean,
a legend. He's a pirate.
Amazing.
Like it is, dude. He's
a pirate. He's a pirate. And he's also a pirate at the bar, too. He's savage just as well.
That's what a pirate does. He's a well-rounded pirate.
Yeah.
Go plant some more flags.
Well, all right. Well, we're going to actually take a short break here. We'll be back talking some more NFL. Again, Bandana Tony, thank you once again.
Thank you, guys.
All right. We'll be right back.
Need to spice up your website? Grab some attention on your Facebook page? Need an intro, outro for your YouTube channel? KM Voice will do it all. Pump up your profits and add some video advertising on your channel. Add some fire to your marketing campaign. Do you want to advertise on the radio and want a professional to handle your audio? Well, guess what? We do that too. From writing the script to producing the finished product, we take the pain out of advertising. Need to add voice to your company's training video? Yep, leave it to us. Send us a message on Facebook at KM Voice or give us a call at 440-213-2860. That's 440-213-2860. Production doesn't have to be a hassle. We give you the best because you deserve the best. Send us a message or call now.
If you're
bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored.
Why not play with your balls? Our sponsor today, Manscaped, is here to make sure your balls are smooth while you or your partner are playing with them. Manscaped promotes clean hygiene when it comes to shaving your balls thanks to their Lawnmower 3.0. So a little side note, have you ever cut your balls while shaving them? I have, and that is painful. I would not ever do that again, and I would never shave my balls if it wasn't for Manscaped, because once I started using Manscaped, I no longer had to worry about the bleeding anymore. Also, for any new subscribers, you end up getting replacement blades refilled for your Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer delivered to your door every 3 months, making sure your trimmer always stays fresh and clean. And for a limited time, subscribers get not only 1, but 2 free gifts: the Shed Travel Bag, which is a $39 value, and the high-patented, high-performance, anti-chafing Manscaped Boxer Briefs. This is the perfect package for your perfect package. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SPORTS with a Z at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at Manscaped, and use the code SPORTS. Make playing with your balls the best part of your day. Thanks, Manscaped.
And we're back. Our mic's on, Dave. God.
Oh my goodness, man.
Wow.
Man.
That's why he's gonna hear that.
Dude, you're like trying to start like a 90s rap battle. Like, that's what you're trying to do.
Death Row Records.
Like, you were like Eminem and Ja Rule right now, dude. And I don't understand. I'm not ready for this beef. Like, you didn't. No.
Wow.
Man.
Whoa.
Serious.
I'm sorry, Pete.
Oh. Now he's throwing some Benzino in there. What the hell?
Oh, all right. But we're back on the We Like Sportz podcast. Nobody listens to us, right? Wrong.
They do now that we're not. Oh, sorry. Now I gotta get involved. I'm like 50 Cent. I got the beef. I got your back.
Oh, thanks. But anyways, though, as you can see in the top right, left corner, whatever. I'm not good at cardinal directions. North, south, east, west. That verse, I think.
Our Pirates there.
North is not up.
Our Pirates there.
Our Pirates there, the Cleveland Browns. I wouldn't even call him a super fan, would you? I mean, like.
No, the skunk guy was a super fan.
Possum?
You mean like
Possum guy?
You mean our pirate being a super fan? No, he's a freaking pirate. Pirates aren't
start,
fans of anything.
He
causes anarchy and problems.
He needs to start. He needs to start going to Browns games and become a super fan, dressed up as a pirate.
Yeah,
Bandana Tony, the pirate.
Yeah, next to that pumpkin that looks like a mushroom head figure.
Put it right next to Captain America.
Captain America has nothing.
Right. Exactly.
No, you know what? Here's the thing that pisses me off. No offense, Bandana Tony. But here's the thing that aggravates me, at least specifically with the Indians.
Nobody that liked the Steelers would have the balls to do that.
Listen, I was gone for this segment.
Sorry.
What happened?
Go ahead, sorry.
Cross the road, not up the train tracks.
Oh my god.
The chicken. But the thing that my biggest issue is like, and I give the dude credit though too, but like I remember when the Indians were in the playoffs and the dude kept on like dyeing his beard like red with a C.
Yeah.
And like I give you credit. And I guess I hate you because I don't think of it, but I get pissed off when people get recognition and I just want more followers. Like that's what I want at the end of the day. Like I give you props. If you made a Twitter, I'm pretty sure you'll be.
The man doesn't even have Facebook.
I know, but if he had a Twitter, he'll be up in Nick Neal territory.
Right.
about this.
Our producer. He's a vigilante. Well, you don't need to. He follows you. You don't follow him.
That's right. That's right. You will never see him and that guy in the same room ever. It just doesn't happen.
Ooh, a pirate?
He is Batman of the Dude, you don't understand. Like,
why'd you say Batman?
Like it's a secret.
Because dude, he's not the hero we deserve. But damn it, he's the one we need. And he did it in a time. He's a pirate. You don't get mad about that. Of course, he doesn't have a Twitter or Facebook.
No, like here's the thing. Like. Shut up.
Good idea.
Anyways, we got about 20 more minutes left of the We Like Sportz podcast. Before we end up going into football, I do want to jump into one specific topic. 2 Cleveland topics for basketball. So, Scottie Pippen back in 2007 was considering coming to Cleveland to play with LeBron.
Ooh.
Imagine how that could have went. You would have had what? Larry Hughes, Daniel Marshall, Scottie Pippen, LeBron James, Zydrunas Ilgauskas.
Yeah.
But at the same time, are we getting a Scottie Pippen that's
You're
over the hill?
40-year-old Scottie Pippen.
Exactly.
Well, you're still getting Scottie Pippen.
Right, but just like how, you're still getting Shaquille O'Neal. But what did we do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You're still getting Antoine Jameson.
You're getting that goes back to the whole following just because it's a name. Dude, would it be awesome to have Babe Ruth on our team? Great. What the hell's that? Exactly. I mean, what's that gonna do to Shaquille O'Neal is great. Like, that'd be like having Charles Barkley. You know what I mean? Like, having Charles Barkley on the team, knuckleheads, that'd be great. But it's not gonna do anything. Like, it's just not gonna do anything.
It would be nice.
It's terrible.
But not right. But not just that. Like,
terrible idea.
If Scottie Pippen was on the 2007 Cavaliers roster, that means that one game that LeBron had in Detroit again in the Eastern Conference Finals, where LeBron just handled it all by himself. Will LeBron not have had that moment in history with Scottie Pippen being there?
Yeah, I think he would have. Scottie Pippen wouldn't have been. I mean, what would he have?
Scottie Pippen would have been maybe a rotational guy. That's it. He ain't
not kind of rotation though, but like rotation with the bench.
15 minutes of court time a night. That's
what I mean. Like having when you bring.
I think it's more so like a player coach idea. Like that would be what he. I mean, who was your coach in 2007? Mike Brown.
Yeah.
Oh, what a good head coach he was. I'm so glad they brought him back.
Right.
Well, I mean, you got to remember that LeBron James caused a lot of problems with Brown too.
Yeah.
And that's an issue.
Yeah, you never want problems with Brown.
No, you don't. Do you know Mike Brown or something?
No.
Then
why are you smirking?
What did I miss?
No, I don't know. I'm just trying to just be cool. But no,
like bring the pirate back on.
He's on Facebook. He said.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Well, not yet. He's
gonna get a Facebook just so he could watch the We Like Sportz podcast
every Wednesday, 7:30 to 9:30s, as Riggs says.
But 2007 Cavaliers with Scottie Pippen, we would have still got swept by the San Antonio Spurs in that finals, no doubt.
Yeah, I think so.
Worst summer so far. One of them of my life. You're fresh out of school.
Baseball. Worst summer of your life.
That was one of them.
No,
that
this
summer
is the worst.
That one in 2007. Cavs are in the finals. Sweep. See Tony Parker and Eva Longoria kiss in my hometown.
Yeah,
that made
I don't
me
know
mad.
what was worse, that or the fact that the Warriors were spraying champagne in 2015.
Also, the rest of that 2007 year, the Indians lost the heartbreaker.
Again, 2016.
That's what I'm saying.
World Series.
This is the worst year of my life.
The worst year of my life was 2015, probably.
The only highlight of 2020 so far is I've met a pirate. I have lost baseball.
Go on. What else?
It's just everything. Everything.
Let's get personal. What else?
I lost friends. I lost everything. I mean, it's just horrible. My friends left. My wife left. Everybody left. This is just bad. This is up the street, man.
Guys, I hate to say it, but next week we're leaving Keith. We meant to tell you beforehand, but
it's all right.
We're still going to be using the studio. We're just locking you out of your own damn house.
Oh, all right, Brian.
Man. Anyways, on the We Like Sportz podcast, up next. So the 2014 draft.
You want to come back on, Pirate?
The 2013 draft, in which the Cavs were drafting number 1 overall, when the Greek god himself, Anthony Bennett, was taken number 1 overall.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Anthony Bennett.
A specific website, screw it, Bleacher Report, redrafted the 2013 draft. You know who was also in that draft? Give it my best shot here. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was he like 17? He was taken pretty late.
18 or he was overseas though too, wasn't he? So he didn't have to go through college.
Right.
He could have been your number 1 overall pick.
And
instead of Anthony Bennett,
he was picked like 17.
Right.
That's what I meant.
And an inexperienced Giannis that hasn't even reached his grown man strength yet at that time. Like, that would have...
And Anthony Bennett, who turned out to be absolutely nothing than a turd in the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was,
Am I wrong?
No, he's not wrong.
No.
I almost forgot who he was. Too. I'm like, oh, wow.
I'm shocked we even got something.
Have you ever watched the D-League?
Right.
No.
That's where you see Anthony Bennett.
That's the real...
Not even on Big Three.
Is that we did get something
somehow
in return for him.
What the hell's okay with Anthony Bennett? I don't even know.
Not Anthony
No, I
Bennett.
mean, we...
Oh, yeah. Man. But,
you could have had a team. All right, so they ended up trading Andrew Wiggins for Kevin Love.
Yes.
So let's say this all pans out. Giannis is taking number 1. Let's play what if, because we love doing this, because nobody in Cleveland knows how to frickin' draft.
Right.
Said frickin'.
He did. Good job.
Unlike Riggs.
Right.
Yeah, but he apologized.
I know, I just like screwing with him. So you would have had Kyrie Irving.
Yep.
Would have had at shooting guard, what, J.R. Smith? Who was shooting guard back then? 2013-ish? Whatever, it doesn't
On
matter.
the Cavs?
Yeah.
With Kyrie.
We'll just keep talking.
God.
Deion Waiters!
Deion Waiters, yeah.
So you'd have Deion Waiters. He wouldn't be on the team anymore, though. Your small forward would have been Giannis. LeBron comes back, you put him at power forward. Center, Kevin Love. Or else you just bump them all down, and then you have Kyrie, Giannis, LeBron, Kevin Love, Tristan.
Sure.
There's your starting five.
Starting five, and you win.
You win 2015.
Yeah.
2016. 2017.
And then LeBron James never leaves.
2018.
And
2019. And if 2020 had a season, 2020.
And I don't.
And 2021.
You're right.
So with
You sound a lot like LeBron when he went to Miami.
Yeah, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, but 11 rings.
That's what he said.
All right,
No.
Wilt Chamberlain.
I was gonna say,
Or
man,
Bill
that's
Russell.
a lot.
He said
Bill
7.
Russell. Bill Russell's got 11 rings.
He won 1
got
in
two.
Miami. 2, sorry.
2 in Miami.
Yeah,
No,
he was
but-
off by 5. What are you about to pull out?
Oh, nothing. I'm just zipping up my my pockets. My pocket has zippers.
Your front pocket.
No.
That's called your fly, bro.
Manscaped.
Yes.
Speaking of a sponsor, though, before we end up moving forward, you could have ended up having that Giannis Antetokounmpo Cavs jersey. I mean, shoot, you could still have it because Jersey Crate does custom made jersey.
Yeah, they do custom jerseys. They do awesome custom jerseys.
So you could end up going to Jersey
Crate
Crate
for free though, so you have to pay for them. Just remember that.
Yes, absolutely. So make sure you use that code Sports with a Z, Jersey Crate, 10% off, and you could go any customized jersey whatsoever, whether it be basketball, baseball, football. Maybe they might. I have to ask, but maybe they'll do the Korean baseball organization.
Hey, there we go.
The Pittsburgh Pirates. Look at that.
No, pirate. The pirate we have in studio. I want a shirt of the pirate.
Jeff Hunt said LeBron was going to L.A. regardless.
Oh. I mean,
I never expected
know what
LeBron
happens,
James to
but-
go west. I said...
Yeah, I expected his mom.
See, I knew that was coming. I said if LeBron leaves
His mom said the same thing.
I said if LeBron leaves the Cavaliers, he's going east because I felt like if he was to go to the Western Conference, that game, they play a lot different basketball in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Especially if he would have went when Tim Duncan was there, Tony Parker was there.
But they
It would
were
have been a whole
like
different team. It would have been a different. Yeah, it would have been a different feel.
But like, here's the thing, and I could go with Jeff's point though too, is the fact that LeBron, in the second time that he left, he was not looking out for himself. He was looking out for his kids.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
It would have been either St. Vincent, St. Mary, where Bronny Jr. ends up pretty much being in his father's shadow, or he creates his own path and starts off fresh at Sierra Canyon and goes elsewhere then, and also plays with some family friends then too.
You want to know what it breaks down to? Is that James is from Akron, not Cleveland.
Yeah.
There is a difference.
I feel like even if he was from Cleveland, he would not give a crap.
I don't know about that, to be honest with you, but he's from Akron. There's a difference between Akron and Cleveland.
Steph Curry's from Akron too, remember?
Technically.
But I mean, Akron people have a different feel for Cleveland. They just do. I mean,
Right.
Yeah, because you have to drive an hour up here.
But I mean, it's a different feel. So when you have LeBron James, notice that he does do stuff for Cleveland. I'm not saying that, but he does a hell of a lot more for Akron.
Where's his school at? Where's his I Promise school at?
Right.
Where's it at?
Akron.
All right.
So, but that's what
Nobody
I mean,
answered my question.
Oh, I thought you knew. I thought this was like a hypothetical. I was wrong. But if you're trying to find out why LeBron James did it, it's the same exact thing we were talking about for baseball. He followed the money. He followed the money. He doesn't have the love for Cleveland. He had the love for Ohio, maybe.
Yeah.
He had the love for that.
But like, here's the thing. Again, and then this is going to be the last topic regarding LeBron and whatnot. When they won the 2016 NBA championship, what did he scream at the end of the game?
Cleveland, this is for you.
Not Akron, not Ohio, this is for you. Specifically
Right.
Cleveland, this is for you. Also, too, another side note, too, I saw this a little bit earlier. Kevin Love stated that he wished that LeBron and Kyrie and him could have played together longer.
Yes.
And even though that they were toxic with one another, he just wished that they would have played longer because even though that they butted heads, they were still great players together because Kyrie was open for threes all the time. LeBron was able to drive in. Kevin Love was his best form.
Yeah.
Kevin Love actually hustled.
Yeah. I didn't like skinny Kevin Love. I'm like, no, he needs to be solid. He needs to be in the paint, giving out elbows. But it's like, oh, he can stretch the floor. He can shoot the three. Mm-hmm. So it's...
Yeah, I mean...
he changed the game, but at the same time, you know, you go to a new place, you want a new identity, new style.
Yeah. I mean, what did Jeff say? It was about the entertainment branding. Yeah, I mean, honestly, look at all the HBO stuff that he has now.
Jeff is 100% correct on that.
And as a Cleveland fan,
he's doing a new Space Jam movie.
Yeah, and he looks like Kimbo Slice, R.I.P.
He does look like Kimbo Slice. You're right. He does. That's crazy.
Like, he's like us. We need a shave. We need a haircut.
I need a haircut, something fierce. If anybody out there listening right now does haircuts and will come here or I will go there, please tell me.
I mean, I know somebody.
Who? You do haircuts?
No, I don't do haircuts.
I'll tell you all fair.
This glancing at Riggs and me not knowing the joke has to stop. I got excited about a haircut and evidently there's not.
I can help you out. I just don't want to piss anybody off again.
About a haircut? Never mind. I don't need a freaking haircut. Just buzz it off.
That's honestly the point where I'm at. Everybody's telling me to go bald. I might freaking do it.
Well, I mean, your hair is kind of running away from your head.
I know my hairline. Don't bring it up. God.
Ask the pirate for a bandana.
Can I borrow a pirate bandana?
No, you're a Steelers fan.
Can I borrow a Steelers bandana?
No, he doesn't put crap in his pocket.
He doesn't practice pocket?
He doesn't put crap in his pocket. So I had to edit myself.
Why don't you just put your towel over your head?
Nope. Anyways, moving on. Anyways, moving on.
Baseball.
Your terrible towel.
Now we get
baseball. Anything.
Odell Beckham
For the
Jr.
pirate back.
I need to pee. Odell Beckham Jr. I know we're coming to an end here. About 12 more minutes left on the We Like Sportz podcast. Again, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Music, and Anchor. Check us out Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. I definitely do put in the work to actually repost the podcast, so please help me out and give us some listeners. We're trying to make it big here, guys.
Trying.
Where's Chris Farley at when you need him?
He's in a van down by the river. Get your life right.
Here's you, here's me. Here's you, here's you.
See?
Right. I told you not to drink the teas upstairs.
Yeah, you did.
It was a graham cracker.
Oh. Yeah.
Anyways.
Graham of something.
YouTube, We Like Sportz Podcast at 9 a.m. as well. Anyways, to close the show, Browns fans, Odell Beckham Jr. Has said that this upcoming season, he expects it to be his best season in Austin. Did you play football?
I did not. I should have, but I did not.
But are you guys familiar with that one camp that they ran as a kid all the time on like your two-a-days?
I played football for one.
The Oklahoma drill?
I've watched my friends do two-a-days.
But like the bigger, faster, stronger camps?
Oh, the BFGs?
Oh.
Yeah. Well, that's what Odell Beckham Jr. said. He said he's going to be bigger, faster, and stronger.
He's not.
It's just my time this time.
That's what everybody says.
Right.
Every year.
Stop talking about it and do it, homie.
Just do it. That's what everybody
Show it on the
says
field. I love you, homie, but just do it.
Yeah. Like
Man,
next
said homie twice.
Like my next podcast is going to be awesome. What? Just shut up and do it. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm fucking
not
crap.
just to you. I'm not just. I didn't limit myself to just talking sports.
So are you saying you're a garden tool?
I'm not a hoe. I'm a well-rounded individual. I talk sports. I talk.
Nobody cares.
More sports.
We have a lot of fun every Wednesday from 7:30 to 9:30, everybody.
Manscaped. Anyways, guys, also too, the Browns. Obviously, Myles Garrett got extended for that 5-year stuff, so off of your rookie contract, he's going to be around a little bit longer, so 2017, 2022 roughly, but he was,
right.
There's a couple players that got denied too. I think Myles Garrett was the only one to actually have that.
I think Myles Garrett's the type of player, I mean, he created his legacy, just coming out of college is the most freak athlete that's ever come out of college. I'd say.
Yeah.
And
He's another one that
and for
hangs
him-
out at South Park
and
Mall.
for him to do a pirate technique like Tony and just take that helmet and bash Mason Rudolph's skull in, like
I love it.
I don't care
Yeah.
what you do.
I jumped off
that
my
man
couch
needs to be
with
a lifer
excitement.
for the Cleveland
He
Browns.
does need to be a
Yes.
He needs to be a Joe Thomas to the
He
Cleveland
got off
Browns.
the same ship our pirate did.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
even think about that.
Like when someone go, I forgot. No, okay, now Myles Garrett. Okay, like one, he sells jerseys, which is cool. Two, he's a fan favorite. Like everywhere I go outside, it's always 13, 6, or 95. Those are the only 3 Browns numbers that I see.
There's no 69s?
Yeah, what?
No, we don't have a Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
You can't. I mean, the man does average a sack a game. You can't not sign that. You can't afford not to sign
With
that.
that sack a game, though.
They also spend money, though. That's the difference between the Browns front office.
Well, they
will
have cap
spend
space.
money.
And also, Austin has.
They have the biggest. They have the most cap space available still in the NFL right now.
And who else is
38
out
million.
there?
And like we were talking about this a few weeks ago. I don't care about how much money it is. You have the money to use for the year. Use it.
Yeah.
Use it. Who gives a shit? I mean, sorry, pardon my language.
All
Proud of you, Peyton.
I get to,
But why not? Why not go out and spend that money for Jadeveon Clowney? Why not spend it and just you make that line so incredibly? I mean, you'd be spending almost 50 million on your defensive line alone. But if you're not going to spend it anywhere else this year, you might as well.
True.
I got the tickle giggles.
The tickle giggles.
But anyway, so
That's
obviously.
how you know he's a Steelers fan. He has the tickle giggles.
You shut the hell up. I'm sick of your crap. I'm sick and tired of this PGBS.
Well, I mean, you literally just said tickle giggles. You're tired of it.
Shut up. Anyways. With Myles Garrett, I mean, obviously you could go down the route of Jadeveon Clowney. You could end up having him on your defensive line as well. With Myles Garrett, though, there's a possibility that they're saying that he's making $25 million a year. How much does a quarterback usually
I
make?
don't know about that.
Quarterback makes double digits.
But that's like $20 million a year.
That's quarterback.
Garrett's making more. Nobody on the defensive side has done that. Austin Hooper hasn't done that. Like, he got the biggest tight end contract whatsoever.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even have that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about
He'd have the biggest tight end or defensive end contract.
I'll tell you what, it's pretty impressive though for the Browns to have that much cap space, yet they're still spending this amount of money on big time players. You know,
Dude, you're losing it. What happened? For one, he's spitting all over my table. For two,
This is an off show that We Like Sports podcast.
for real, has
What
the
were
tickle
you
giggles.
What were you saying, Austin?
I forget.
I don't know.
All right.
Why'd you drool?
I was angry, so I spit.
You were angry, so you got mad?
Got the coronavirus.
Disinfect!
Say that.
Disinfect!
Jeez,
Just a joke. I don't have COVID.
Just the tickle giggles.
tickle giggles.
All right. So 2 more topics before we end up heading out. Hopefully, we can maintain our composure.
That's you, dog.
Yeah, dude, this is all you. Like, you got the tickle giggles, you're drooling. I don't know what's happening.
So, all right, we're going to hit on one more Browns thing. Also, schedules are set to be released tomorrow night, Thursday night. I'm
How
very...
did that table get... What are you guys doing?
Oh, I'm heavy.
Are they going to be released at like your stores, or we can get them at the?
No, like publicly released, like nobody, like the times and stuff, like that, like the individual time, like the actual game times and dates might end up changing. Like the set to change might. End up
How many
changing.
primetime games do you think the Browns are going to get this year?
I say 3. I say we deserve 3.
They're definitely going to get. They're definitely going to get their Thursday night. Every team gets a Thursday night. I'm thinking they're going to get one Monday night.
I've heard a lot of
I'm not sure if they're gonna
expectations
get
for
a Sunday night.
Thanksgiving games, though.
That's what
They
Yeah,
might get a
Cowboys.
Thanksgiving game. I
Yes,
think.
we're due for. I'm tired of seeing the Cowboys, the Packers, the Lions every Thanksgiving.
Well, the Cowboys and Packers are always on Thanksgiving, so your team has to.
And don't we have
face
them on the schedule this year?
We have the Cowboys.
With the
You
Cowboys.
guys have the Cowboys.
Yeah, we have the Cowboys.
But anyways, though, I mean, obviously, like you said, 3 primetime games, a lot of expectations for a Thanksgiving game. So also, I mean, how comfortable going back to Odell Beckham Jr., does it make you feel that new head coach Kevin Stefanski has already had a meeting with Odell Beckham Jr., gone over his tape with the Giants, and also gone over tape with what he ran in Minnesota to show Odell, this is what I expect out of you.
I think that's smart.
I think Stefanski is a magician when it comes to his wide receiving core. I mean, he just knows how to use them. I mean, Stephon Diggs, Thielen. I mean, they're
two solid wide receivers.
Blew up with Stefanski's offense, and with the Case Keenum throwing to him.
Yeah, especially the way how they that played with the Vikings and the Saints.
Oh my,
that right there. That was
sort of miracle.
Yes,
Odell Beckham needs someone to sit him down like a child and say, if you're going to be an idiot, you're going to get treated like an idiot. That's what it's the same thing that happened with Ocho Cinco. It's the same thing that happened with all these great receivers, Randy Moss, and all these great people. When you look at them, and they need guidance. They need it because they got, again, it all goes back to the big heads, egos. You can catch a football, congratulations, act like an ass, and you're not going to get the ball, you're not going to catch anything. That's what we need a coach to say. That's why Mayfield didn't throw to him. That's why there were issues in the locker room. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have that type of coach that can say, sit down, shut up, I'm in charge, you're going to get the same quality crap that you get every time we bring in a new coach and we bring in these stars, and the Browns are starting to have some big stars on there.
They are.
Yep.
They are.
And I mean, also too, like, is it also the fact that with like Jarvis Landry that like, do you guys believe as Browns fans that he is essentially a lifer with the Browns now because he came in as the team was a joke and now they're starting to build and build and build, and now they have Odell and they have Austin Hooper and they're building through the draft.
I mean,
Nick Chubb.
I see Chubb being more that guy than Landry, and it all depends on the amount of success they have. If they go out and they have back-to-back great seasons coming up, then I could see Landry signing a big contract. But if they don't, I could see him testing the free agent market if it's the same old Browns,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
I would like for him to be a
100%.
lifer, but nothing's for sure in Cleveland, Ohio, on the shores of Lake Erie.
That's right.
And you just dropped the quadrants on like that.
You did, man. Like that was deep.
Also, what's deep, too, is Marshawn Lynch is, again, going with the fact of he was with the Raiders. The Raiders cut him. He came back last year to finish out the season with Seattle, and now Seattle and Marshawn Lynch are talking about another contract, possibly. So Marshawn Lynch, do you expect him to play in the NFL again?
I just love seeing beast mode in the
Jeff
NFL.
Is right.
First four weeks of the schedule are AFC versus NFC in case they need to shorten the season without screwing up the division matchups.
I mean, that's an intelligent that's an intelligent take on that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that makes the most
Jeff.
sense.
Right, absolutely.
And, like, I know, I want to say that's, like, not confirmed yet, but obviously if that is confirmed, that's the best way to do it.
Sure.
Because
absolutely.
Sure.
you got, cut out 4 games? I mean, there's always talk about extending the season. Sometimes you have to cut it down. Maybe preseason's going to be out of the question.
There goes Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. But, guys, any more final thoughts before we end up going as we end up this show on a serious note?
I met a pirate today. That's cool.
Love and respect your mother this Sunday.
Hi, Mom.
Riggs, what else do you have to say about the Jordan documentary? What's the latest? I know you ended up watching it, but that's what I want to end up going off on.
Don't piss him off. Do not piss off Michael Jordan, because he overheard from his general manager that he thought Dan Marley was a better defender, and he said, okay, when we see them in the finals, I'm going to embarrass him and I'm going to make my general manager look like garbage. Like, oh yeah, you thought he was a better defender than Scotty? Now look.
Also with the Kobe Bryant stuff too, like something about he wanted to guard him for all 48 minutes of the game as a rookie.
Yes, he wanted all that drama with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan even said, he is going to be a champion one day because he works hard. And when he told him, I'll see you down the road, kid, and they dapped each other up, gave each other a hug. Michael Jordan called Kobe his little brother at his funeral. So like that, those two are honestly the same player to an extent. So I'm going to tell you.
Well, guys, I guess that's the best way to end up going off. Again, social media, Twitter and Instagram at We Like Sportz PC. Facebook, We Like Sportz Podcast. Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, and Anchor. Make sure to check that out 9 a.m. Thursday morning. YouTube as well at 9 a.m. We Like Sportz Podcast. Also, our latest t-shirt as well, teespring.com/We Like Sportz. And guess that's it. That's it for this week's We Like Sportz Podcast. Catch us next week, 7:30 to 9:30, right, Riggs?
Yes, 7:30 to 9:30 here on YouTube.
As long as Peyton doesn't let the dog out.
Who let the dog out?